to daycare.
Okay. Nice.
It never ends, man, with kids. It's one thing after another.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, yeah, it looks like it's live.
Sweet.
Refresh the page. All right, we're doing another encore version. Ava. We're doing another encore version. Brandon was luckily made some more time, even though he's on kind of a vacation in a way, visiting family and on the east coast of the country. But we're going to dive in with some more e-commerce stuff, and it looks like the camera is set up properly this time, and also both faces are showing. So we're already improvement from last week in the first 60 seconds. So again, thanks, Brandon, for carving out even more time another day while on vacation.
Definitely.
So let me pull up a couple questions that a couple guys asked here first, or earlier, I should say. I guess we can do some background, actually, because we'll just call this a brand new, nothing ever happened last week. So give us, like, I guess, a quick rundown of kind of, like I talked about earlier, your gateway drug into internet marketing and all that.
Yeah. So, like I was saying last week, is it started with the whole interest in like the cryptocurrencies and all that in like 2010, 2011, and then from there it just really really opened my eyes to being able to see that you can work online and that it was almost limitless at like what you can do. So I started with Amazon, and from there, I wanted to build something that was more of like my business and something I had more control of and more sustainability. So started e-commerce with a basic dog store, print on demand, and that's when I met you and linked up with you, and the rest is history.
Okay. Yeah. So you're not currently. Or the dog store, you're still currently running it? You sell it? You
no,
shut
I
it
sold.
Down? You did sell it. Okay.
Yeah, we sold the dog store. I sold that, and that was a good lesson in itself. Just keeping proper tabs on all of your expenses, and always have Google Analytics.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, even doing it all right from the beginning is huge, because nowadays there really is a huge market for building a store, getting the pixel hot, building a little bit of an email list and selling it. This guy in our mastermind actually just sold his for like 33 times his monthly profit.
Wow.
It was just a general store too.
Was it average profit over like 6 months, 12 months?
I didn't even figure out if it was like the last month or the best month or like what, but I do know he sold it for like high six figures. So
wow, that's 33 times. That's incredible. So I didn't even know yours was sold. This is a great topic to talk about, because I think majority of us, when getting started with the store, that's kind of the ultimate vision, is to one day get acquired by, whether it's getting acquired or whether it's kind of flipping it in 3 to 6 months for kind of a quick cash injection.
Yeah, and there is a lot of people that are doing that too, just because, I mean, it's not really hard to get to a low foundation, to get $500 days, or just get a bunch of sales generated and have something established. And a lot of people are just looking for something that's already established and then to get it rolling from there. So that's kind of like a little niche in itself. There's a lot of people who are actually doing that. They'll get a store up to like 40 grand and then flip it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not the most difficult thing either. It's actually more about like how well you can stay organized.
Okay.
And keep all of your expenses and your bookkeeping together.
Okay, was a big factor in it? Like how much was? I know when I looked into it, was a big factor was how much was automated. Like they want to know how much time that I was spending.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's definitely huge, and that's why you see businesses like, I don't know if anyone here has heard of like Amazon merch. Where you don't really run any paid traffic for the most part. It's just all organic, search engine optimized sales. So
Okay.
those are the ones that sell like hotcakes. But no, I'm hearing more and more every day people selling their e-commerce stores. A guy to go to or is kind of known for it in the industry is this guy, Aaron Burton. And right now we're trying to work with him to sell one of our stores, which would be really cool.
Okay.
He's kind of known for flipping stores, so we'll see.
Okay, yeah. I talked to him a few months ago about that. I know he started getting into it with Chris Record and that. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So Google Analytics very important to have for kind of proof of traffic numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And there's just so much you can see with Google Analytics.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a great tip to have Google Analytics installed from day one, hopefully. Which is super simple to do. And whether you know how to read the data or not, it'll be helpful.
Yeah,
possibly for an investor or someone looking to buy it.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, 'cause honestly, we rarely look at it as much as we should. Some people are like obsessed with it. But me personally, I'm not as much the analytics guy as like my partner Justin is.
Okay.
So that could be why. But Facebook is getting better every day with reporting, and analytics.
Okay.
So I mean, we really don't venture off Facebook much.
Yeah, speaking of, actually, like I said, we'll just treat this like this. That last interview never happened.
Yeah.
You mentioned partner and Justin, and I kind of like mentioned it earlier that 16 might be 17 now. Regardless, he's still in high school. And you guys have built multiple stores together, doing multiple millions of dollars in sales, and you guys haven't even met each other in person.
No,
so I guess,
we haven't.
How'd you guys find each other? How'd you guys link up, partner up?
So before I started the Amazon, and then from Amazon I went into Kindle publishing, and that's actually how I met Tom in your group.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And that's where I met Justin. I had a mastermind that I ran for Kindle publishing, and Justin was like, I think at the time or something, and I just let him into the mastermind, and before I knew it, this guy was doing like $150K a month or something like that. So, I mean, it was pretty crazy. He was really impressive, like doing things that not a lot of people were doing. Exactly. So we both knew though. So coming from Amazon and then going into Amazon for Kindle, and then I was like just kind of tired of bouncing around. And I wanted to build something a little more independent of the platform. And he felt the same exact way. And we're both like, okay, we need to learn seriously traffic gen. Like, we just really need to be a master at it. So our goal was we each went in, started our own stores, bought our own different coaching, from different people, different courses. And eventually so I guess it was Christmas of this past year, we're like, okay, let's team up, let's do this. We knew around this time there was so much hype around trademark stores and running stores that were superheroes or whatever, like Dragon Ball Z was huge and all that stuff. So we knew that we could easily run a lot of traffic to that cheaply, and targeting for that is so easy. But we wanted to do it legitimately. So I think you were the one, actually, Adam, who gave me that one website, that one company. I can't even remember their name right now.
It sucked, right?
It sucked because the prices were bad. It was high.
Yeah.
High. And some of the quality on some of the things were really, really bad. So for what you were having to retail it at, it didn't make sense for the quality. If you were selling the T-shirts or whatever for $20, that made sense for us to retail it for $20, but we were getting it for like $18. So I mean, so that was difficult. And then we ended up linking up with. So we were making a lot of sales. Like I said, things would easily go viral. So we're making a lot of sales. Getting up to $5,000 days quickly, and then the margins weren't there. So we ended up meeting this other guy Griffin, who ran what is it called? I can't even remember the name of his company. Teaspoon.
Teaspoon, yeah,
We
that's
ended
right.
up just working off of Teaspoon, and he introduced us to all of his connections with Think Geek and
Okay.
all these really big people like that. So we then had like access to like all of this like huge stuff. But again, the margins were better than the one place, but because it's legitimate, the model hasn't been proven yet for online retailers like us. They're still selling to Walmart,
I see.
all of those people, and they didn't have an interest, and they didn't see the potential in people like us, really. So,
Okay.
so we had to pay, a pretty penny just to be able to sell these, but we were able to drop ship it through them, and it was quality material. So again, a lot of success with it, but the margins weren't there. So we rolled all that money, all that profit into the physical product game, where we started a general store. We said, all right, we're going to start a general store, find something that works, and then blow that up. And that's really what we've done since. And so now since January so from January to now, we've done over like 3 million in sales.
Jeez. In multiple stores, right?
Mm-hmm. Two stores, just from those 2 stores, actually. So
it's just been 2 so far. I know you're getting into more.
we're getting in. We just bought into a sports store that we start August 1st, and we have a new brand that we're going to be holding off on actually till after Christmas. But
not till after Christmas. Okay.
just because this sports store is a huge commitment right now. So
yeah, and with I know I've talked to sports retailers before, at least the one that I spoke with.
It's hard, and we got really lucky with these connections that we made. Really incredibly lucky, because I think we're one of the only online retailers that are able to sell this. But the guy that we're working with supposedly spent like 36 million last year in 2016 just to get all the inventory for the 2017 season. So they only deal with like Bed Bath & Beyond and companies like that. So we were extremely lucky to get in on that.
And that connection came about
from our warehouse.
okay.
The guy, I've been working with him for like a year now, just from eCommerce, and he runs we use his warehouse for fulfillment. So.
Oh, okay. But no, like I was saying, is I know when I was looking at the sports stuff, I know the one company said like 60%, they did all type of sports, the 4 major ones, the college sports, even I think soccer and stuff like that. But he had said 60% of all their sales is from the NFL. So I know you guys hopefully will be capitalizing coming into the season here in the next few weeks and whatnot. So that makes sense that you'll probably be tied up till after Christmas, like you talked about.
Yeah, that's going to be, that's our main, that was his main bread and butter of last year. So that's what we're like really focusing on.
Okay. Let me dive into a couple of questions here. That Andy from the UK, he says, I have a question for them, if I may. In terms of niche store, do they have all social platforms covered? Example, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., to generate sales from, or do they concentrate on only Facebook?
Yeah, that's a great question.
90% of sales come from Facebook ads.
Yeah, 90% do come from Facebook ads. But so here's a really cool thing that is Andy, are you in a general store or are you in a niche store?
I know one of his stores is not general. It's a health product.
Okay.
It's pretty much just it's one product.
That's awesome. So
there could be some variations.
Okay, so for anything that's a little bit more branded, like branching into Pinterest is a great idea. You should look up this girl, Greta Van Riel. She started Skinny Me Tea and the Fifth.co watches. She's awesome. She's a complete badass when it comes to like building a brand and blowing it up. And with a niche like yours and ones that are a little bit more niche down, it's really good to get user-generated content. So get your product into as many micro influencers' hands as possible. So start with people from 1,000 to 10,000 followers who take excellent pictures, excellent videos, just to get content, and then start growing to a little bit bigger influencers. But that is the fastest way to grow and scale. And I could give you guys a couple examples of people who have done that. Just look up the perfect sculpt. That is a really good example. The perfect sculpt of someone who found something that was working really well, and basically what they did was get their product into as many influencers' hands for content, because at the end of the day, that's the most important part to growing your actual brand. So, and what he does with all of that is he posts that on the influencers are posted on their page. He posted on his Instagram page, and then he uses that content for Facebook ads. So, and for starting out though, don't go crazy and hop into Pinterest and all that. But if you have a brand and you're already established, you're running on Facebook, you're running on Instagram, then start hopping into, Pinterest and stuff. Also, Google Shopping app is a must before you even hop out into any of those as well.
Real quick, the perfect sculpt is the brow one?
Yep.
Okay. I just found the website.
So they just have a great, if you guys go to SimilarWeb and look at their traffic, it's absolutely unbelievable. Their growth, their growth is just crazy. And I mean, anything, like I said, and especially the health niche, I mean, it's people want to see other people using it,
Yes.
They want to see other people like enthused about it and, stoked to be using it and getting results or whatever it is. But that's such a great niche for like user generated content, and really any niche is. It's something that so many people are still like overlooking. I mean, I see people still nowadays who are doing print on demand, who are getting the mock t-shirt and trying to run ads to it. Like people want to see how it looks on them. They want to see like the whole style behind it. They want to see Facebook is a social platform,
Yep.
So yeah, I would 100% make sure you have Facebook and Instagram down first, then go to Google. There's a Google Shopping app. And then start building out your boards on Pinterest and growing your exposure that way. And PR is really good too. Reach out to anyone who's like in your niche and like some of the big blogs and get them to do write-ups on you. I mean, that can make you go viral so quickly. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, Andy, I don't know if he's live right now. I posted questions earlier, but I know what his product is. I know one of his store. I think the main store that he's referring to. Like I said, it's a health product. Easily do it with, like you said, they want to see people using it, getting results. And I know he could be doing that with that. But then he also asks, let me see exactly word for word.
And it'll cost money to do that too. Like it's about, like when you're building a brand, it's not about the upfront money. Like there's one of our buddies, Dave Hobdell. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's such an awesome person at branding. And he said like, he's not even that concerned on the front end what his Facebook ads are doing, because he's one, building a brand, and he's two, has so much going on the back end that he's very profitable every month. But that's the same thing. Like you're gonna have to spend a lot of money, probably, maybe, depending on how much your product is, getting it in the hands of like 100, 50 influencers. But I mean, it's just so powerful in the end.
Okay, yeah. And then he says, I'm thinking of launching a new store, probably a general store this time, but I don't think I have the time at the moment to cover all bases. It wasn't really a question, it was just a statement, but
the time.
What would you be thoughts on he's got a store right now. It's been a couple months since I looked at it. It's really well designed. It's really well done around this one product, but then starting up a general store. What do you think? Go all in, split the time?
I would, do a bunch of search terms on Google Trends and see, are you selling to is it still an up and, coming, is it still like a big up and coming niche product? Is it kind of, I don't know enough about the product to really give like that much insight into that, but if that's already taking, if it's a good niche market right now, I would focus all your time on that and not go the general store route, because then you're just going to start spreading yourself too thin. And that's kind of what happened with us with this sunglasses brand. We've been dying to launch and we're so excited for. And like literally last night I was talking to Justin and I was like, we just can't do it till after Christmas because we need to focus on what we know is going to make us money right now and what we've already put so much time and effort into.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would just do your research and make sure that it's something that's, you know, that you definitely believe in, that and the market believes in, you know, like Google Trends is such a great idea to test that. And then if so, then like I said, that user generated content will be gold. And one thing that we were doing, so we Adam, we actually ended up working with Michelle Van Otten.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
She's also just like a genius.
Okay, good.
She's worked with like Steve Jobs, like so many big people, Richard Branson. And,
okay.
So she, one thing that she had us do that was like such a huge gold mine is interview your potential customers. So get onto Instagram, get onto a Reddit forum, get onto a Google forum, and get in there and just start asking questions like, what are your pain points? Like, so for example, like with the sunglasses, we were asking questions like, so what are your pain points? And you start to see a pattern the more you start asking people, right? And what we picked up with the sunglasses was nobody knew what the sunglasses would look like on them until they wore them. And it's such a different thing. Like usually t-shirts, you don't really, you know, your size, small, medium, large, whatever. Yep. But with sunglasses, it's so different for everybody's face. So, like our approach to it was going to be, okay, we'll send you the sunglasses for free. And you have 7 days to decide if you want to keep them or not. And then we'll bill you or you send them back. So that's kind of like what we were doing. But that would have been huge. I mean, people, you know, because that was their biggest pain point.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
You can just figure out, you know, what really makes your target audience click and tick. You know, that'll be huge. And then the last thing we really learned from her that I wanted to just throw in there with like your brand, and Andy, this would be really good for you, is come up with a really strong UVP, so unique value proposition. So how are you different than anybody else? So like a really good example of this would be the fifth co, the fifth.co, and we type it in here. The fifth.co. So this is another brand from Greta Van Riel, and you should check out their traffic too. It's crazy. And they only sell their watches on the 5th day of every month for 5 days. So there's a million watch brands. So how are they going to be different? They're going to be different by creating scarcity, by making it you can only buy their watches on the 5th day for 5 days of every month. So think about how you can be different. Are you different in price? Are you different in, and then another like good example of this is the Lumi case. I don't know. I know there's an all guys group for the most part, but the Lumi case was huge. Basically it was a phone case that just lit up around the sides so that when girls are taking selfies or using it to put on makeup or whatever, it's illuminated. They just took a selling proven product, which was a phone case, and made it into just tweaked it. Didn't reinvent the wheel, just tweaked it. And again, that was just their way of being unique. So if you have a product, you just need to think of how you can make yourself just that much more unique so that they're going to choose you every time over like your competitors.
That is that fifth code. I mean, what a simple tweak.
Right. And that's, and like your tweak could be as simple as the way your customer buying experience is. Like this one brand we're going to launch, we were going to do next day shipping, same day, next day shipping for all products. But at the time it just wasn't, we didn't go forward with the brand, but everything checked out. Like our numbers would have worked. Logistically, we were able to do it. But that would have been so unique for us to beat out our competition by saying you'll get this product to the day you order, if you order before a certain time, or the next day.
Yep.
So again, it just goes back to, and you can hop onto Google and look at different ways that these companies are differentiating from another, how they're making themselves more unique, and just tweaking things. There's so many different ways you can do it, but again, if you have a solid product, the market wants it, just find out a way to be a little bit more unique and then do that user generated content.
Okay. Yeah, I'm huge on USP, whatever you want to call it, the different names, but especially in the e-commerce space, there's not going to be anything you come up with that's going to be truly, truly, truly unique. You're going to have hundreds, probably thousands of competitors, and look at the Fifth Co. What an example. Watches, there's probably, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of watch companies, and she sliced through everything by not having to cut her prices. And that's the thing. If you want to compete on price, it's going to be a race to the bottom. If you can't be Walmart and do volume numbers, it's really not worth it. Come up something unique like that lady did with the
genius,
sales on the 5th. That's awesome. That's so cool. Build up anticipation, on the 20th of the month.
I bet her exactly.
Awesome.
I bet her emails are so much fun to I actually probably should subscribe to her emails and just see I bet each day of the month building up to it, they have some genius engagement going on,
Oh yeah, it'd be a lot of fun teasing it for the few weeks prior to it, and then kind of saying to people that missed out, on the 11th of the month, and then saying, "Oh, don't worry, in 3 weeks we have another sale, or we're opening it up again." That's
exactly.
And it probably gets her press too. People talk about that. That's different. That is truly, truly unique.
Yeah, definitely.
And she could probably charge more money because she's doing something like that. And again, like I said, competing on price. That's really cool. Next question was our buddy Tom that we both know. What's wrong? Old Facebook ad accounts. Should we start new ones?
No.
What's wrong with old Facebook ads accounts? I guess maybe that's it. Should we start new ones?
It's never, for the most part, it's never your ad account or anything like that. It really is just your product, your offer, your page. Do they trust you? Things like that. We've had, it's not the ad account.
Okay.
We've tested so many, for every business manager we have 5 ad accounts on it, just because we always like to test it and stuff and just see and test retargeting maybe on one ad account, or test, we're always testing. But no, the ad account, you're fine. If you want to start a new one, if it'll give you maybe that mental confidence, then you can go for it. But it's I wouldn't worry about the ad account.
Yeah, I think that's and I know some ad objectives are different, but it really comes down to marketing principles, the product, showing it to the right people,
Exactly.
Whether it's click traffic campaign, conversion, manual bidding. I know some of them can affect it, but it really, the product and showing it to the right people, at the right time. It's just old school marketing principles.
It really is. It goes right back to the basics. And I was talking to this girl. She's a freaking ninja with e-com. She's only 20 years old or 21 years old. And we're breaking down what is the most important, the three most important things, with the advertising, and it went into the product first, your creative, and then the targeting.
Okay. Product, creative, targeting.
That's just what we kind of just after, deliberating. It was definitely okay, the product, is first and foremost, and then how well you can deliver that, with your creative. So what your different videos or images or whatever, and then your targeting. So you can't be selling a motorcycle T-shirt to someone completely out of that realm.
Yeah, a bunch of people a bunch of women into Victoria's Secret stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
And I see someone in here wrote, any tips for launching a clothing brand? So I don't know if that was really recent, but the same thing, in my opinion, and just before if we hopped off this subject, is just that what I was telling Andy is the user generated content is king. people want to relate to your brand. If like you're almost in like the lifestyle business when you're almost in the lifestyle business when you're launching anything that somebody will wear. So make yourself unique again. Get user generated content and try and get some buzz going with press or whatever. But definitely the user generated content for anything someone's going to wear is like king.
Okay. Tom asked another one. How do you pay your suppliers when you're pushing hundreds of orders a day?
So we have a tab with our warehouse that we just pay them like usually weekly. We'll just get put in 30 grand or something, and we have like a Google Excel sheet that we just check our tab weekly, and they actually handle all of that. But if you're doing drop shipping to start out, the best way to do it is when you find something that's working, get on a Skype or WhatsApp with the supplier, negotiate a better price, because they're definitely going to give you a better price. I've rarely ever had someone tell me no, they won't. They're stern on their price. And work with them to daily just send them. You can export your list, your orders right in Shopify and just send it over to them every day. So that works really well. And then also there's this app, I can ask Justin what it's called because I'm drawing a complete blank. We rarely drop ship, and we made $1,400 in commission last month just on AliExpress commissions.
Wow.
So I'll have to ask him what it's called, and I'll give it to you, Adam.
Okay.
That's free money, and all of you guys can be doing that too. Especially if you're drop shipping, you're basically just making on your own order fulfilling. You can just add it right in with like Overlow or something.
Yep.
So that's really cool too.
All right, and then Thomas asked one last question. I think the question that everybody always wants to ask when starting: how do you find winning products?
So you have to be unique. It's like definitely like so. But one thing I was saying last time too that is pretty. You can have 5 people selling the same product. You really can. You can have 100 people selling the same product, but you're going to have higher costs. You're going to have a lot more competition, and your ability to scale it is going to be a lot harder than if you find something before somebody else does, or you're selling something that not a lot of other people are selling. So starting off, I would do like half and half. I would do like for every 5 products you're launching that are new and unique and not already out there, or someone's not heavily promoting, do 5 maybe that are selling, because that'll help you just build your pixel, and that'll help you just get some sales and some confidence and just see how it's all like working. So my biggest tool for that is whichadswork.com.
Whichadswork.com. Okay.
It's definitely the best for spying and seeing what's working and what's not. And again, like I said, you can have 100 people selling the same product, but you're not going to have the same like viral aspect if you were the first to the market with it, or you want to like kind of split up half and half of your research. And then aside from that, hop onto Amazon, go to like bestsellers and go to like what's hot and all those different little tabs right there, and they're like the best sellers, and just monitor it. If you see something from the 100th page work its way up, to like the 80th page, and it's getting traction, or even test it when it's on the 100th page because it's still one of the best sellers. Go there. And then blogs, definitely great places as well in your niche. Go to blogs in your niche and see what people are talking about. And then Facebook, you can definitely just do keywords in Facebook, like get it here, type in something like get it here, or tag a friend who would love this. Just think about things like that. Those are good keywords to put into the Facebook search bar. And then AliExpress bestsellers as well, or AliExpress newest in your niche. Always test the newest things, especially. So another like good thing is if you have something selling from one vendor, go to that vendor's page and go to their new arrivals, and then try some things from that vendor also that are new.
Okay.
So there's tons of ways. You just have to be don't stick to one way basically. But again, definitely the best one in my opinion for at least especially getting started is which ads work, and you can learn a lot from which ads work more than just what's selling. You can see what types of ads are selling and the types of creatives that are working and videos that are working and stuff like that. You can actually even see the targeting they use with which ads work. So that's pretty powerful too.
It's funny, Facebook one, I just tried to put it in a group, or in the live stream. It wouldn't let me put that link in.
Really?
Yeah, I blocked it. So whichadswork.com, I think it was.
Yeah, whichadswork.com. That's funny, they blocked it.
Yeah.
That's funny. What was the other one I was just saying too? Which ads work? I want to blank. Which ads work is great though. It's a great place to start. And then those keywords that I was just saying are really, really powerful too. So like if you're in like the dog niche, you can just type in like dog and then maybe what your keywords are. Like dog, get it here. Dog, tag a friend. Tag a friend who would like this. Whatever, that works really well too.
Okay. Do you guys, this is just a long copy. I can't, sometimes I get mad at these questions because it's always test it. Long copy, short copy.
So
we're moving, long copy?
Yeah, so we're moving now towards with every ad set, so it'll get 3 ads, at least 3 ads.
Okay.
So this is like what Ezra was talking about, and it actually works really well for us. Just let Facebook pick the ad that works the best. Mm-hmm. So to try some different, maybe try 2 different videos, and then try a long copy and a short copy with each, or maybe 2 videos and a picture, and then try just mix and match a few different ways. And then what you can do is if that starts working, you can turn off maybe 2 of the lagging ones, and then when that product's like kind of like exhausted, like that ad is exhausted and it starts like getting like higher CPMs and everything, you can just turn back on those 2 that you had from the beginning, and it generally keeps the momentum because you're not killing the ad set or anything. You're just giving the ad set a new target to run to, if that makes sense. So that works really well. But yeah, generally short works well to start. Short copy, we usually just test everything with a short copy, but for the most part now we're really, if we know something's a winner, then we start adding more ads into it and testing, scaling out with like longer form and everything. Okay.
Yeah, good to know. And I know we touched on it, like I said, which I'm trying to pretend that last week's interview didn't happen, but I know this is a huge money maker, and I know I left a lot of money on the table. But email marketing, and I know you guys, I know you mentioned last week you got a team in place now, but how important is it? How much rough percentage of sales each month? And it's obviously it's going to be a ton more profit than it is going to be because you already paid for these customers.
Exactly. So Klaviyo is by far the best app to use. There's really no competition in terms of e-commerce, Facebook ads. If you're running e-commerce with Facebook ads, there's so many other things out there. They're all great, but if you want the best software just for integration purposes, product feed purposes, all of that, then Klaviyo is the way to go. And on our best store, I think it made up 27% of our revenue last month was from email alone. So that 25, 22, 27, something like that. But it was really, really good. And the whole thing with that is you are building a relationship with your customers. So I'm sure everybody knows the basic of value sale. That's really important. So whether you're, I know with when I had my dog store, it was so easy because I have 2 dogs, and it was very much like today this is what I did with so and so and so and so, or today my dogs did this or whatever, and that can be applied to really anything across all niches. So if you have the health niche, like Andy, like something you're doing, like you can give every day, this is my, 5 tips to a healthier breakfast or whatever it is. You just have to be creative with it, just like everything else in the business. It's really, really, really important. And you don't want to mess it up from the beginning. So you don't want to, from the beginning, start trying to sell them, and stuff like that. That could really ruin your account. And I don't really know all the back end with like ISP and all that stuff. But I do know that you want to be as friendly as possible to your group, to your email list, to make it more financially beneficial in the long run. And then we do for like abandoned carts, we have a whole sequence, which is really creative lines. So now we actually hire E2 is the name of the agency who runs our emails. It's run by Jason Williamson. And it's really, really awesome because their team of copywriters is just complete badasses. So if you're running your own emails, you can start off by yourself, just be creative, make sure that if you have an English speaking audience that your English is great. And then from there, start looking into copywriters because that'll change the game. It really will. Like that's their job to be creative and come up with good content,
Yeah, that's it's like I think we mentioned it last week too. It's an investment too. Hiring copywriters to do the emails, and it's a very wise investment. And they'll help you with the consistency. If you're paying someone to write you a weekly email and maybe a promotion once a month or something, they'll get it done.
Right.
It's going to make you money. And it's something I really skimmed on. I was okay with it, but I was never that consistent with it. But it's funny, you keep mentioning the word creative, whether it's email, whether it's finding a product, whether it's coming up with an ad, whether it's the unique selling proposition is be creative. And another way, it's almost like go against the herd, don't do what everyone else is doing. Basically get creative and come up with your own thing, whether that's ad, whether that's product, whether that's unique selling proposition, whatever the hell it is, email marketing, is getting creative and maybe model, like if you buy a course or get coaching or whatever, model what they kind of teach, but
exactly
not
model what they teach.
Yeah, but then come up with your own, like Brandon said 17 times, get creative with everything in it, go, in a sense, go against the grain with a lot of the things,
Exactly. Yeah, like you just said, to model like with what they're doing, even test exactly what they're doing, but don't limit yourself to it.
Okay, yeah, I think that's great. I think a lot of people, you see the ads. I mean, this goes with a lot of internet marketing, not just e-commerce and that, but you'll see the ads and it's word for word, tag a friend, things like that, on all kinds of different products. It's basically copy and pasting. From the course they bought.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Howard asks, I've heard someone speak of creating funnels within Canvas. Are you familiar with this?
We've tried Canvas. It doesn't convert that well for us, but it's always worth testing. We use or not ClickFunnels. We do use ClickFunnels, but mainly for email. We use CartHook. CartHook has landing pages and post upsell funnels, and that just converts a lot better for us.
That's right. I remember you mentioned that last week, the CartHook thing, and that's another one I wanted to talk about. I brought this up with a guy I met with last week, but the warranty thing. I think you said something like sometimes you'll offer a warranty for $4.95 or something like that, and it is basically selling air, and it's pure profit. Maybe 1 out of 100 go bad, or you'll have to eat the cost and replace the $15 or $20 item, but who cares? You sold 500 or 100 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and CartHook it's expensive. Tom asked me about it, and he's like, "Wow, I think it's like $300 a month." So it's not like ideal unless you really have a winner and you want to take it to the next level. And for the most part, I mean, you just have to make sure the math works for you.
Yep.
And then, like anything, just make sure that you're still it hasn't affected your conversions, because it won't show you your conversion rate on Shopify will go down. But that's just because you're now, how CartHook runs basically is it's their own custom checkout. So you're not going through Shopify's like checkout, if that makes sense. So it doesn't like calculate accurately your conversion rate. So you still just have to monitor it, because they'll give you the conversion rate on their platform, and then you'll also see, the other the conversion rate that Shopify still gives you. But really, it just comes down into like your bookkeeping at that point for the most part. And then there are ways to calculate it. I'm not the analytics guy of our thing. That's more of Justin's area. So I don't really know exactly what he does to monitor that, but I know you can.
Okay. And then Sean posted it was a follow-up question. He was the one asking about the tips on the apparel brand, or clothing brand, I'm sorry, and just said, I should state from my previous question, any tips on a print-on-demand and drop-shipping apparel brand? I don't know if that changes anything.
Same exact thing. Okay. Also, like coming back to like being creative is so huge for that, because if you look at like brands like aafnation.com, that's one that everyone should check out. And God, what's another? Electrothreads.com is another good one. So they're a little gray area-ish because it's fan art, but they have scaled to multi-millions, even in months, multi-million-dollar months. And they're really on the fence in terms of infringing and whatnot. But the thing is that I want to point out about them is they're creative. So, for example, AAF Nation is, your typical, well, you're not typical, but you're like America store. And instead of just having on a shirt, they have like really cool, funny designs and parody art and stuff like that. So, and that's the same with, again, across like all different niches. What I would do, and what I tell a lot of people to do, is go to Instagram, type and then go to Instagram.
What do you mean? I'm almost done, Kay. I'm almost done. You want to go outside? I lost the sound, Brandon. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me see here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me, Brandon? Chocolate milk? Can you hear me, Brandon? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Did we lose Brandon? Did we lose Brandon? Is anyone hearing Brandon? Can anyone ask in the comment? Looks like my camera's working, but okay, Howard, you can hear me. Okay, good. As I'm walking around this whole damn house. Can you hear Brandon? All of a sudden his video paused on my end. Okay, let me refresh this.